Welcome to Time to Wrestle with Suplexes. I'm Suplexes, and joining me today is
Piledriver.
And today we're predicting Survivor Series 2018, which is one of the big four pay-per-views. And the reason we didn't predict Evolution, Crown Jewel, Super Showdown is they don't seem that important at the end of the day. They're more like specials.
It ended up being a good pay-per-view, but the hype just wasn't behind it to begin with.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the first match.
For the Cruiserweight Championship, Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. And keep in mind, guys, we don't watch 205 Live, so we're not going to have in-depth predictions like other people might. I'm going to go Buddy Murphy. He just won the title in Australia.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there. I think Buddy Murphy is not going to drop the title this fast.
Yeah.
Okay, there's our quick prediction for 205 Live, a show we don't really watch.
Okay, let's get to the other stuff. What's Team Raw versus Team SmackDown women's match representing Raw, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, Natalya, and Ruby Riott, who should have been Sasha Banks or Bayley, with Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan on the side. And SmackDown has Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and a mystery person.
What if they brought over Sasha or Bayley as their mystery person?
I think it's going to be Nikki Cross, and she just debuted and she's not on the card.
Good call. That's true.
Because I don't think they'd do some shocking thing this quickly in advance. They'd plan it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say Nikki Cross, and I'm going to have... I'm going to choose Team SmackDown to win this one. And it's going to be Asuka and... Asuka and whoever is the mystery partner, being the sole survivors. Who do you think is going to come out on top?
I think I'm gonna go with Team Raw, because I think that since it's a non-title match, I think they're gonna have. Well, now I'm gonna say my prediction, but I think Ronda Rousey's gonna lose, because she could lose without losing her title. Maybe there'll be a little interference from Becky. I don't know. I think hopefully something good's gonna happen. I think Charlotte's gonna win that one, and so I think just to balance it out, they might have Raw win. And I think it would be really interesting, considering what happened, if they had Nia Jax being the sole survivor, because she's the reason that Becky's not there. And then they can build up Nia Jax versus Ronda, and she could kind of be like, yeah, you lost at Survivor Series, but I didn't.
That's a pretty good prediction, because that's what they usually do.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say.
Yeah. So now we're going on to the men's Survivor Series match. Team Raw, Team SmackDown. Like normal, Team Raw, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley, with Baron Corbin and Leo Rush on the side. Thank you, Leo Rush, for not talking. And on SmackDown, The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeffrey Hardy. I think that I'm going to go with... I think Raw's going to win, and I'm going to say Braun Strowman is going to be the sole survivor.
That's a good call. I think I'm going to go with Team SmackDown. It's kind of hard not to go with the team that has the greatest wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be some Shane McMahon and Miz shenanigans going on. I really hope to see Samoa Joe and Strowman end up in the ring fighting each other. That'll be very entertaining.
They've never fought each other in a singles match.
So yeah, I think that would be pretty exciting. But I'm gonna go with SmackDown just because when you look at the wrestlers on the SmackDown team, you don't expect them to win just because of the size. Minus Finn and Dolph, but the sheer size of the Raw team is so big, and so it's kind of like a bit of an underdog story. So that's why I'm gonna go for the SmackDown team. Soul Survivor, I think it would be awesome if it was The Miz.
That, like, buy some fruit.
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, this is on the kickoff, I believe. We have Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the teams. So, the Glorious Gables, that's what I'm calling them.
Okay.
The Revival, the B Team, Lucha House Party, and the Ascension versus Team SmackDown, the Usos, New Day, Sanity, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and the Clones. I'm going to tell you who's not going to be the sole survivor, the Clones.
Okay.
And now I'm going to tell you who's going to win, Team SmackDown. And I'm going to say the Usos are going to win, but my second prediction, well, they're going to be the sole survivors, but my second prediction for the sole survivors would be probably Sanity.
That is a long list of wrestlers. It is going to be hard to keep all of them in that ring, I think.
One of them is going to get eliminated off the bat.
Yeah. I think the B team might be the ones that get thrown off the bat because they gave them a push and now they're giving them a big pull. For the survivors, I think SmackDown's going to win this one. I think SmackDown tag team, and I'm hoping that Sanity ends up being the sole survivors because I think that would be a really good way for them to push them because they haven't really done too much of a push. And with Nikki Cross coming back and being a part of Sanity, I think they could do a lot with that team now because, the whole group's coming together. So that's what I predict. All right, what about the tag champion versus champion, the Bar versus Authors of Pain, or AOP. I guess they only are calling them AOP now, not Authors of Pain.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'm not sure why. Okay, but the Bar versus AOP. What do you think?
Okay, here's like a bit of a disclaimer. It's not the prediction. Wouldn't it be cool if Paul Ellering came out with the AOP for one night only?
Yeah, they'd have to explain that away, and they'd have to have their mascot not show up, or their valet, or their manager, whatever you call them.
And I think that AOP are gonna take the win.
I think AOP, and I'm not sure how the Big Show, and I can't remember AOP's manager's name.
Jake Maverick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Big Show and Maverick are gonna play into it on ringside. I think it's going to be quite some sort of funny thing with the difference in size, perhaps, because WWE seems to enjoy poking fun at small people. So I'm sure it'll be something like that. But yeah, Authors of Pain, I think the Bar doesn't need to win. Authors of Pain, I think they need the win.
Yeah.
Raw SmackDown Raw versus SmackDown champion versus champion. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Intercontinental Championship versus the U.S. Championship. I think Shinsuke should win. I think he needs this win. And they have done nothing with his storyline. And they could easily have Dean Ambrose interfere a little bit if they want to save Seth losing clean to Shinsuke. But for sure, I think Shinsuke is going to win this one.
So far for my predictions, I believe that it's 2-2 for SmackDown and Raw. So I'm gonna go Shinsuke Nakamura, and the reason is Seth Rollins isn't even focused on the match. He literally said it on Raw. He's more focused on Ambrose, so it'd be a pretty big burial of Nakamura if he were to lose. But unlike you, I think Nakamura is gonna win. But I think after the match, Dean's gonna beat him up instead of before.
Oh.
And maybe Seth will be ready for him this time.
That's interesting. All right, another champion versus champion, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair.
Not really champion.
Not really champion, who's subbing for Becky Lynch, the champion. So it's kind of champion versus former champion, I guess we could call it.
Yeah, or just a dream match.
Yeah. Who do you, I already said my prediction for this. I said Ronda Rousey. I thought the SmackDown women would win the Survivor Series match, and then
I thought it was the other way around.
oh, it is. You are right. I messed that one up. That Charlotte Flair is going to win and Ronda Rousey's going to lose because the Raw women are going to win. I'm hoping that Becky. I don't know how bad her concussion and her broken face, which is actually a broken nose, is. But I'm hoping that somehow she could come in and even just be a distraction to Ronda to help Charlotte Flair get the win. And I think if they're trying to say that Becky and Charlotte are friends again because they hugged it out, I think having Becky help Charlotte win and then hugging it out at the end of the match would be their way of selling that a little bit more.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
I think that Ronda Rousey is gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Would be cool. I don't know how it happened. It looked kind of weird. If Ronda countered the figure eight into an armbar somehow. Like rolled through it forwards, grabs her arm, and bam.
That would be cool.
And I think it might be like Bret Hart versus Austin, where Charlotte never taps out.
Ah. That's a good prediction. All right, and the last one, Raw champion versus SmackDown champion, Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan, our new champion. So a match that we haven't really had any build for. I'm just going to go with Brock because apparently Brock can't lose in the WWE.
So, it comes down to the main event for my predictions. 3-3. This is what I think's going to happen. This turned into a how they're going to book video just for like a minute. So, Brock's going to be dominating Bryan. All of a sudden, AJ's going to come out. So, Daniel's going to be facing him. But Daniel Bryan's going to duck. And AJ's going to accidentally phenomenal forearm Brock Lesnar when the refs are down somehow. And then Daniel's going to hit him with the running knee and beat Brock Lesnar, so SmackDown wins.
Do you know how happy I would be if Brock Lesnar got pinned?
By Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah. By anyone, really. Just make me happy.
It'd be like 11 out of 10.
I don't like this unstoppable beast kind of thing they're selling. But yeah, that's a good prediction. And then that can further fuel the feud. The other thing is Braun Strowman could always appear and AJ Styles appear and they have like all of this stuff happening. Do you think that's going to be the main event, the last match?
It's between that one and... Well, last year the men's Survivor Series one went on last, so...
So this time it might be the women. I think if Becky was fighting Ronda Rousey, that might have gone on last because that was the biggest build match. But unfortunately, she got injured, and now we're gonna miss that match that we were all very excited for.
Let's pray that Becky gets Ronda someday.
Yeah, we can only hope. All right, but that's it for our predictions. Hope you enjoyed listening to this video.
Like, subscribe, do everything like that. This has been Suplexus and
Piledriver.
And we'll see you later.